Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
From the time my children were born, I sang them a little song I made up. And no, I'm not going to sing it to you, but it told them that they'd always be their mama's little baby, and I'd always love them. I'd sing it to them when I dried them off for their bath, or when I bundled them up to put them in bed, or when they were upset, I'd sing it to calm them down. I thought of that calming song as I read John 13, verse 33. Jesus had called his followers disciples, apostles, sheep, students, brothers, and would soon call them friends. But here he calls them little children. He had been their master, shepherd, and teacher, but now he looks at them tenderly as a father would his child. He knows his next announcement and the happenings of this night and the next day would shake them to their core, and he wouldn't be there to guide them through. They would be confused, defenseless, alone without him. He loved them so much, and he knew they wouldn't understand, but he had to tell them this so that they could remember and understand after his resurrection. So he started with little children and a heart full of love. He continued, "I shall be with you a little while longer. You will seek me, and as I said to the Jews, where I am, you cannot come." That was the bombshell. He had a lot to teach them tonight, on their last night together before their world fell apart. The disciples had followed Jesus for 3 years. They'd given up their regular lives, walked away from their fishing boats, tax collector posts, or whatever they'd done before, and followed him. They'd expected him as the Messiah to set up his kingdom, as the scriptures said. And of course, they would have a special place in his kingdom. They'd even been arguing about who would be the greatest, who would sit on the honored places in his right and left. They'd traveled with him, learned from him, grown in faith, and now he was leaving? He tried to tell them many times before, but they just haven't understood. Suddenly, they realized the kingdom that they imagined wasn't going to happen. They were going to be separated from him. The worst thing they could ever think of was about to happen. And he told them the same thing he told the Jewish leaders. "You will seek me and not find me, and where I go, you cannot come." Unbelievers weren't fit to go with him, and the disciples would follow him, but not yet. Peter asked, and you can almost hear the childlike whine in his voice, "Lord, where are you going? Why can't I follow you now?" But now isn't always God's timing. Have you noticed that? Jesus' plan always included him leaving, and the disciples' dreams of grandeur are just falling apart. Have you ever been in that position? I know I have. I thought my plans and God's promises were the same thing, and then he suddenly deviates from what I think, and I feel like I'm out on a limb. It's quite disheartening. But it's always my misinterpretation, not his plan going awry. But, like the disciples, I panic, fear, usually cry quite a bit, and then inevitably take his hand and let him walk me through whatever it is. The disciples had to experience Jesus' crucifixion and separation from them, so he could save them. And the Lord always has a good reason for his plans deviating from my plans. It's always for my good. He has something better in his plan. Maybe you're in the midst of a crisis like that. As God's little child, how can you trust him and his better plan for you, even when you can't see the end?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through his word. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.